Sure, you good. Alright, guys, so welcome back to the One Pop Podcast, episode 49. It's your boy Cian.
Trev.
Dennis.
It's Donville, y'all.
I'm too used to hosting, that's why.
Yeah, that's right. You feel me? Guys, I'll say this. On a refreshment week, I feel good.
Right.
Alright, I mean, I want to say the angles have changed. I'm talking a little bit about a couple of different things.
Yo, you guys champions, man.
I know you can get in the championship, dog.
So congratulations to the Toronto Raptors.
Yes.
First.
Six.
Yeah, to the 6.
Yeah,
Congratulations to Drake.
Congratulations to Drake. We're gonna get on that. I'm gonna talk about some different things, dog. Oh man, you just kind of opened my mind up. So talk about some different things. I want to say my perspective on how the finals went. Yeah, I mean, I don't say my perspective. That's very. I don't want to say too vague, but it's how I feel. I don't want to take anything away from the Raptors. The Raptors won an earlier championship.
Definitely.
And in the retrospect, I'm saying that because of how I do certain things, especially me being in my video games. I love my video game. I don't competitive game, but I play them competitively if I need to. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I see a weakness in a character or a person who I'm going against, I'm gonna exploit it.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's just like a lion smelling blood. You see what I'm saying? You know, if a boxer punch you in your eye, and you know your eye socket kind of swell up, I'm a punch you in the same eye. You feel me? And I felt like Toronto did that.
Yeah.
Toronto saw where Golden State was weak, right? And they capitalized in every form, shape, and size.
And you also mentioned that, you know, Toronto, I don't think, I agree with what you said. They did capitalize on, you know, the injuries and things of that nature. But I think all around, Toronto is just a better team. When you look at from the team aspect, they were the better team on the court.
Yeah.
You know, for all the games. I mean, especially the fact that they won all their games in Golden State's arena.
Right, all three.
You know, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Because those fans, I mean, they're not the best fans in the NBA, but
they're pretty
passionate. Yeah, they're pretty rowdy.
Yeah.
And just go ahead, Cian. I don't want to take it away.
No, but I would say that's actually a very wonderful thing for you to bring up. Not saying I wasn't gonna touch on that. I was gonna nibble on that a little bit later, but you know what I mean. Let's start chewing. Yes, it was kind of hurtful to watch Golden State lose in the Oracle.
Yeah,
and that's the last time they're playing there.
And I'm not a big Golden State fan, but definitely it was a roller coaster.
It was a roller coaster. Now I'm gonna tell you something funny, and this is how things works in I want to say the universal God works, right?
Yeah.
You were talking about Golden State not winning in Oracle, right?
Yeah.
Now, Toronto Raptors has Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has like he just can't close at home games.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird for him. Every time he plays a home game, he doesn't play to his full potential. He'll get you a little buckets and whatnot, but he always thrives on the road.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I'm not saying the angles is going differently, but to watch players that a lot of people thought were superstars a couple of years ago, right? Come back, because we're going to talk about Mark and Paul Gasol, right? Paul Gasol, if I want to say it correctly.
Mark. Yeah.
No, wait. Paul is the one that played for the Lakers. Okay, so no, I'm going in the right direction.
Okay.
Thank you. Watching how Paul and Mark Gasol they play in retrospect, right? Watch how they talk about each other, how they feel, right? Because Paul would have said like, yo, he's a good player, but Mark is the more dominant one.
Right.
And when you look at how Mark plays, he always got that aggressive look with him.
Right.
You feel me? Like, yo, when I get this ball, I'm about to chew on you.
Yeah.
And I always thought that, yo, he should have been the one that went to the Lakers. That's just my perspective. You know what I mean? I'm happy for the other brother. I don't want to take it away from him, but you kind of see where somebody is really, really hungry and they're going to try hard to go get it. So Toronto did put a lot of things in perspective. I mean, yes, Donville, they did look better all around, because I would say this. When it comes to sizeal factor, Toronto did outsize Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
definitely. You got Siakam.
Yeah, he was taller than Draymond. Draymond had body on him, but still, you know.
Yeah, Ibaka.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then to retrospect, they had Serge Ibaka kind of low key waiting for Kevin Durant. Plus, they had Kawhi Leonard, who was like, I'm ready for Durant. So even if Durant probably would have did come back. But I want to say this is my perspective. I felt like if Golden State had their full team, and I want to say their full lineup, their starting lineup, not about the injuries. I'm going to go over some of the injuries. The game would have been a little bit more exciting. And to me, based on the injuries, for it to go to 6, it was still exciting.
Yeah,
it was really
so
with
exciting. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was. I don't know, man. It was tough for me to watch. And I'm gonna say this again. I'm not a Golden State fan, but when Kevin Durant went down in Game 5, man, that was tough thing to watch.
Right.
Because I knew, and I'm not huge into the Golden State Warriors and their team and everything, but I follow them, every now and then.
Yeah.
I knew that Kevin Durant wasn't ready to play.
Right.
Physically.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so whoever made that call, if it was Kevin Durant, if it was the coaches, if it was the team doctor, I mean, that's kind of foul.
No, well,
that has to be.
No, it goes 2 ways. I'm going to tell you why. Kevin Durant was going through some personal things. I mean, I follow Kevin Durant by Instagram. He was on Sniper, just to make sure if I remember finding him Instagram name correctly.
Yeah, Easy Sniper.
Easy Money Sniper, something
Easy
like that.
Money,
Easy Money Sniper, right?
So.
Kevin Durant pays attention to what people says.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And I think this is a good lesson for us all to learn. I think for the last 2-3 weeks, the Lord has been blessing me with lessons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can't let what other people say about you dictate how you feel, right? Mm-hmm. Because in the social media, everybody was like, it's Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors. It wasn't the Golden State Warriors.
Right.
He was constantly put inside of a box. Oh, Kevin Durant didn't look too injured, why he didn't come back and play, right? And even when you listen to, I forgot what a guy named who made a speech after the game, Kevin Durant was injured and he was up there crying. The guy that
is it the general manager,
president of basketball,
president
something?
Yeah.
Because
for Golden State.
For Golden State, because he was up in there and he was balling and he was like for players, for teammates and people. And I heard him.
He wasn't balling though.
No, he was
fake.
Balling. He was fake balling.
I didn't see no tears.
I hear you, dog. You know some of these actors don't get paid that real good
money.
Exactly. My bad. You basically sacrificed that guy trying to ring, and it didn't work.
Thank you. Well said, Trev.
Yeah.
No,
that's
I'm gonna
exactly
say this.
What happened.
I'm gonna say this. Based on what happened, if the sacrifice that Golden State really made, what they should do, what I think needs to happen this offseason, Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson should get max contracts.
And stay with Golden State?
Yes.
If you're a Golden State organization, that you should do that.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna answer this question. What team should draft should sign Kevin Durant right now, Trev, when he will not play next season, not one game?
I know what team that will.
Was it New York?
Yes.
Yeah, New York. They would sign him.
I'm sorry for laughing, but they would sign Kevin Durant just to sit on the bench.
Yeah,
they will do that.
We have KD.
They will do that.
Easy sniper.
Come on, they haven't done it in the past.
Yeah, they
Come on now.
They have.
They don't care. They just
Speaking of Knicks, did y'all know that Jeremy Lin was on the Raptors?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I know that.
He just got a ring.
I found out after the championship.
Yes.
I was like, Jeremy Lin, what?
I was like, they had him posting with the trophy. I'm like,
I was like,
hold on, you were playing.
I think I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all make it funny at Jeremy Lin. The best post I've seen is when he was standing next to Carmelo. And then somebody had the post of Carmelo standing big. Some said he will never make it. Some said he will never get a ring.
Oh,
and the Jeremy Lin is in the side, and you're like, dog, Carmelo didn't win a ring. And the meme was like, shout out to Jeremy Lin. You know what I mean? He survived. And you look at the picture, you're like,
messed up.
It's like, who? But you know what it is? You forgot Jeremy Lin was doing his thing. And
he had a little short run that was real nice.
Yeah, I mean, because he was doing his thing when he was with the
he earned it. He earned the ring because even if you don't play in the finals, you're a part of that chess game of
pawns are pawns, right?
Yeah, getting your team there.
You're part of the chess game.
So it's you can't knock the bench players because the bench players played a role too. Maybe not even in the actual game, but in the practice game, they're sick.
Too much. Though.
I'm giving them. It's true.
If you shut up to practice and let my starting five beat you down for practice,
hey, you was part of that.
I mean,
playbook.
at the end of the day, even if the starting five got switched out, you're still gonna have the ability to play. If they played, they played. You're still on the team. The same thing works for the New England Patriots bench. They're all players too. They all have the same amount of rings because they're on the team. They're on the team for a reason. They got drafted, so I wouldn't even make fun of them, even if they played or not. They're still on that team.
Well, I didn't see you're definitely right with that one. As long as my check comes in, bro.
Because if you look at it, the Water Boy's a part of the team too. That's his win. He has his own job. Just because you didn't get to participate and do your job doesn't mean.
I'm sure
you're any less.
I'm sure Drake is getting a ring, y'all.
He's getting a ring.
Look, we're gonna talk about Drake. You know, Drake just took the whole team and flew them out to Las Vegas right now, right?
It's crazy.
Look. All right, if you want to go on Instagram and go on Instagram,
this
Drake
is the
just
thing.
flew them out to Vegas.
Shout out to Drake, man, because Drake has been a Raptors fan.
Yeah.
When everybody's clowning him, saying he's the team mascot, he's this, that, and the third.
Poppy.
So, shout out to Drake, man. He's a ride or die.
He supports
Raptors
his
fan.
home team.
Yeah, man.
And then people started clowning LeBron because they said the one year he doesn't make it to the finals, another country wins. Wow.
Really?
Yo, that's the one.
And it's LeBron's fault? Like, come on now.
Dog.
That's wild. But I gotta say, man, for the I was really happy when Toronto Raptors won the championship, and the reason being is that I did mention that they won all their games in the Warriors Stadium.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I found it inspirational, just the way they carried themselves. There was plenty of times within the series that they were down, double digits, and they fought their way back every time somehow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that speaks to a lot, especially after Game 5, where they it was really one of the things where they really could have won, and they kind of just went the wrong way. But they never really kept that in the back of their minds. This every play they just moved on, and capitalized. And I really like that about them. I saw times where Steph Curry was just kind of got emotional, and kind of his emotions just went wrong. Draymond Green, great example. Sometimes he lets his emotion carry him the wrong way, but I did not see that in the Toronto Raptors teams. That's why I was really, inspired by that.
And it's good to be inspired because I'm gonna give you some funny facts, right? What you guys think about Kawhi Leonard's personality?
Very laid back, yeah.
It's funny, yo. All right, I'm gonna say this: Kawhi Leonard is a person who's very tactical in play. I feel like he played chess with the league. Mm-hmm. He don't say too much. I mean, I'm gonna say this: I talk a lot, so I'm gonna differentiate myself from that one right there, right? Mm. But I'm a very tactical person myself, And I found out that Kawhi Leonard's birthday is the day after mine.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So he's very strategic with his things. But when you look at what the Raptors team offered, it's people who were always the underdogs. They're never on top. So they had more to gain than nothing to lose. Because if they would have lost, it would have been like, yo, look, you did a good job, guys. You lost to the Golden State Warriors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you beat them. You beat them with for one, the whole dynamics of the big three. Where's the big three now?
Yeah.
You feel me? It's gone. Because you're going to look at him like, Kawhi Leonard kind of did it by himself. I'm not going to say we're not going to not include the team because he did.
Yeah.
But the whole dynamics that it takes 2 or 3 superstar on a team for you to hold down a ring is now gone. You feel me?
I wouldn't say that because it depends on what team you have. Because you could have 5 equally talented people.
Yeah.
You could have 3 people that are more talented than the other 2. And you can have 1 superstar on a whole nother team. And the team dynamic works differently. And they all have the ability to win. It all depends on what strategy they bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have...
strategy.
The coach's strategy as well. So, if you have your team built around one person and that works, that works. If you have a team aspect where you're utilizing your entire starting 5, that works as well. If you have 3 people that you're utilizing and the other 2 are running, backup or whatever, they're just passing or something like that, that works as well. It all depends on what you bring to that battlefield.
And I'm happy you said that, Dennis, because that was one of the best part about how the Raptors were playing is the fact that when Kawhi dropped the ball off, they were ready to shoot it. Not saying regardless if it was missed or not. Like they knew their job was to drop that ball. You feel what I'm saying? When you look at how Golden State was playing, when the ball got passed, you already know who the ball was trying to come back to. Steph.
Yep. Steph or Clay. That's really it.
Yeah, that was really it. So, but when
the most clutch ones.
Those are the most clutch ones. But what was happening is
Iggy too. But
because Iggy
was he injured too.
Iggy was he was injured, but he played through his injury. So I want to say that, and Iggy didn't play good in Game 6. He got I think like 22 points. So I don't want to overshadow him. To me, the player who not saying he didn't show up because he did get a triple double, right? Is Draymond, because I felt like for how good Draymond defense is, he should have some better offense. If there's one thing I did like about Dennis Rodman, even though I'm not a Rodman person like that, right? Yeah. Rodman could do his thing with the ball. You feel what I'm saying? And when you think about the teams that Rodman came from to get his status, but when Rodman was open, you dropped the ball in Rodman's hand, whether it was by like a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer back in the day, Trev, he was hitting that money, and he's holding that defensive ball. So on both ends, one of the best defensive player. And I can go back before Chicago, because Chicago is not when Rodman became the best. You feel what I'm saying? We can even bring him back to the Bad Boys, because he was part of them boys too. A lot of people forgot that Dennis Rodman was
that Detroit?
Yeah,
Detroit.
You feel me? And then even before the Bad Boys, he was part of the original Bad Boys when he was with San Antonio. So Rodman has been a triple OG, but he's always been able to put some offensive fact to it. And I do feel like if Draymond wants to be considered a superstar on Golden State team, he needs to go work on that jump shot. That will elevate the game, because it shows that they say Steph Curry and Klay Thompson is the best backcourt ever created in the NBA, right? But you saw what happened when the best backcourts lost one other person.
Yeah,
it crumbled. You feel me?
They're drawing too much fire.
They're drawing too much fire. No, and sure, I want you to understand. One of the reasons why KD was dominating in the early part of the playoffs, it felt like they were playing the same thing. What you call it? Houston Rockets are playing iso ball. They'll drop the ball right in KD's hand, and KD will just pull up and take it because nobody could D him.
You said Houston Rocket?
Yes.
So Harden.
James Harden. If you watch a James Harden get it, they get it, and they'll kind of clear the paint and try to give James Harden that ISO, and you see when he goes up.
And you see that doesn't work. Now watch that team crumble now. Because I heard, what's his name? Chris Paul might get traded.
Yeah, if Chris Paul gets traded, that's gonna hurt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt. But I do think New York is still a good team. If New York
is going to be the next super team, because they got the money to do it.
All right, let me throw a fact.
People have been saying that for the past 3 years.
They don't have the right management.
They really don't. They have the worst management.
Hold on, guys. Yeah. Do you think that Kawhi is going to stay in Toronto?
I hope he does.
Why? The Clippers make him an offer, right?
Dang.
And I know you said dang. Do you know where Kawhi is from? He's from that area. Yeah, he's from LA. That's his area.
Like he'll be more fitted with Clippers and Lakers.
Well, it's not even that. The Clippers is actually considered one of the best medical staffers as well, Trev. Plus, he'll be at home with his family.
Yeah.
So you're talking about be home with a family with the millions.
But we gotta give him credit though before we go deeper into the free agency.
Yes,
he's the first player to have won NBA Finals MVP in both conferences.
Yes, and he stopped 2 3-peats.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he's a 3-peat killer. I'll tell you, Trevor. Believe me, Kawhi did it because I want to understand. Killer. He stopped Miami's 3-peat.
Yeah,
LeBron left after that.
Yeah,
and now he stopped Golden State, and Golden State is that crumbling period because, for one, Golden State really don't have the money to support KD nor Klay Thompson.
No, I've heard thing that he's leaving, and
Cousins is leaving too.
Well, Cousins was only there for a year.
Yo, Trevor. On my 2K, if I tell you which teams grab both of them, you'll laugh.
Both of them? Yeah. What team? One team?
Yeah, grab Kevin Durant and DeMarcus Cousins.
He's not Miami.
No, go on down, Bill.
Oh no,
New York.
That is funny.
But you see,
it's funny, right?
You see, what is it? There was what's this? Kyrie Irving is rumored to be heading to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn or Philly would have been good for Kyrie.
But
he's going to Brooklyn.
He was also like part of the team to bring KD to New York. So it's either he brings KD to New York and there's them two plus whoever they build around them, or it's just going to be Irving in Brooklyn. So I don't know. The free agency is going to be actually exciting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, free agency and draft.
I'm excited to see what happens with Anthony Davis
because AD.
That too.
Yeah, he said he ain't staying on the Pelicans.
Yeah, they don't even want him.
Yeah. Trevor, they want him right now because with him and Zion right now, they kind of build what because if you look at how Detroit is playing right now, Detroit is trying to build back a strong powerhouse because they have Andre Drummond and they took Blake Griffin this year.
Yeah.
Right? So they took Blake Griffin, so they're trying to build that old school Detroit back where it was like the three big men in the paint, and they just lock it down. They're looking for one more, right?
Is Blake Griffin been the same player as he used to be?
Actually, the thing with Andre Drummond being there, Andre Drummond is right now the best rebounder in the league, right? We're going to kind of hold him at a low standard for right now.
All about Blake Griffin.
Yeah, I did for until you said Detroit. I'm like, oh yeah.
No, but for instance, Detroit did go to the playoffs and lose. But I'm bringing that up, Trev, is because Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond together gives another dimension. What they really need is a shooter, right?
To pass it out, and hit a quick three.
Because even the person, the shooter, misses it, they can still catch the rebound. But you just need somebody who can shoot more than how they miss.
Yeah, and
then have someone to offset that. That's what that team needs. Now, that's what Anthony Davis was going through. He was just that person for the Pelicans, right? Being that person for the Pelicans and get to the playoffs where they're trying to run you, that's when your body's going to start running dry.
Yeah, you're
going to feel that I ain't got no support.
Yeah.
You feel me? If he does go to the Lakers with LeBron, because all LeBron really wants is support. LeBron has showed it, over and over again. Like, as good as I am, no man is an island.
Right.
You feel me? I'm saying I'm gonna need somebody to go ahead and support that. Yo, Wolfie, be quiet, dog.
Relax, them on.
You feel me? But you know what I mean. You need some support, and I want you to understand when they moved Mark in to work with Kawhi Leonard, that was such a help because it helped Siakam a lot. Siakam was struggling because he didn't have another big man on that team to kind of help out. You feel what I'm saying? He needed extra support. So when Mark came in and gave Siakam that support, Siakam's light started blooming. And I feel like, Siakam light is going to start getting brighter and brighter. Siakam reminds me of Kawhi right now. He has that feel of what Kawhi was because he plays more defense than offense. And in the game of basketball, that's a very strong thing because if my defense is strong, right, you're gonna rack up some steals, rack up some blocks, and you start putting stuff in that double.
Yeah, you get more opportunities when your defense is strong.
Yeah, but wait, I want to make sure. I've been watching how the Toronto fans have been acting.
Yo, they tore up downtown.
Dang,
they tore it up.
They tore themselves up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tore it up, and I think like the governor, he was even complaining. He's like, "Don't worry, guys, parade is happening next week."
I mean, yeah, like this is first in effort. So
another country.
Yeah,
that's big. It's big, man.
Like, they're not gonna? Are they gonna go to the White House? Or are they gonna go to?
No, so I'll give you something before. No, they actually, from what I heard, they opted not to. Right?
Yeah.
They're gonna go to the NBA. It's so against Donald Trump, and I don't want to say it like this that they opted to give a whole other country the championship. I was like, no, you boys are too much for that one.
And I heard the owner is going to fly them out to Israel.
Yes, I heard it because he's Jewish.
Yeah,
that was. I think that was.
I don't
powerful.
know if that's true, but hey, if he could do it, he'd do it. I mean, I don't see why not. You just send him on a vacation to Israel.
Yeah,
it's not like they have a choice.
Yeah, that's false. Yeah,
it's not like they have a choice.
So
I'm happy for him, man.
Yo, I've been hearing this thing lately called "Black Men Don't Cheat."
Ooh!
Shouts to Charlamagne the God.
I love it.
Yes. Did you hear the song?
The faithful
song? Yeah, there's a song. Little Duval featuring Charlamagne.
You see that?
Wow.
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
I've just seen the memes.
Yeah, the memes is saying the truth. Like, it's basically saying we need to change the narrative. Instead of saying, "Oh, it is what it is." No, let's be faithful.
Oh, like stop cheating type thing.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So just saying before anything happens, no, black men don't cheat. You know what I mean? So I mean, I like the positivity, but I heard is a lot of backlash from ladies acting like we are not unbothered, or I don't know what they were even saying, but they seem bothered by it that we're saying that we're not cheating. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. I would love to have a conversation with one of them, but
do you know any black men that are cheating in your own life?
In my own life,
yeah,
except former stepfathers and my biological father. Yeah, probably not. That's it.
I'm really trying to think. I know one instance.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like,
out of all the black men that I know, I mean that's a pretty low percentage.
Yeah.
I like percentile. Percentile changes things.
And what is cheating?
Well,
I'm like, no. Let me cheat.
No, we're doing it. No,
yeah, we're gonna get some comments on that one.
Cheating? What is cheating?
What's your definition? Because I may not be cheating. I may just loan my tools out for somebody else to borrow it for a moment.
That sounds horrible.
Hey, look,
I might just be friendly.
I was talking about my wrench. I was talking about my wrench. I still haven't got my Allen back. So I'm gonna say that. I loaned it out. And I still ain't getting it back.
I don't know where any of y'all are planning on going with this one, but have fun.
It's like, no, I can't
be a part of it. Do you know any cheaters, Dennis?
No.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo.
Part of the faithful male community, guys.
No lie. Now I'm thinking about it. The only ones that cheat, this is a Caribbean podcast, I don't care, is white people. It's more white people that cheat.
Look, because they act more in their cheating.
They're swingers, so I wouldn't count that as cheating.
I think that's such a cop out to say you're swingers. I want to hear the chick say, "Well, yeah, we're both swingers."
It's usually the female that comes forward with it first.
Yeah. Oh, we're in an open marriage.
Yeah.
Really?
That's relationship, all that stuff.
Man, they got no problem saying that too. As soon as they find something they like,
what? They be out there like a Caesar salad all year
until they find that chlamydia.
Dog, Bill.
A wrap.
No, that peninsula better cure that thing over there, bro.
Peninsula.
I'm just saying, dog. That's what you're gonna need for that stuff.
Penicillin, man.
Hey, leave me alone, dog. Leave me alone.
I wasn't sure where he was going with that either.
Hey. Look, people was making fun of me earlier for my accent, but I can't. It is what it is. Tomato. You
know what I mean? Like, my definition of cheating is it's both physical and emotional. Like, you giving that to someone else.
Well, true. I mean, if you
without your significant other aware and involved in that, that's cheating.
But I'm gonna say, Trevor. I mean, I guess it comes down to a very selfish conversation. It's like how much you're willing to share.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now there's certain things that should not be shared, and I can't say it depends on who you're with, because as you can tell, people have open relationships. So sharing something as intimate as that, sexual is not really considered cheating to some people. So what do you consider cheating? Now, personally, I'm selfish. I don't want to share the whole pie. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not giving nobody it. I'm greedy.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I want to be in my room, binge watching TV with my pie by myself.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Eating it up.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I even before I got a relationship, I don't play that. Open what? If you try to bring that contract saying, just have an open relationship, I would have slapped that at your hands. So fast. Because I'm greedy. I'm sorry. If it's me, no, it's going to be me, only me. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's only you. Like, that's, I don't do the whole, just once in a while. Not even, what they call it, get free out of jail card.
Yeah, no. Yeah. First, I'm not trying to go to jail for me to use that card,
ain't it?
You know what I'm saying? Like, prison life ain't sweet.
Yeah.
But Trevor, you're talking about, you got me reminiscing some different things, especially about the fact about people cheating and what is cheating. Because sometimes people do find themselves in relationships that, because you're not pleasing your partner in the way they need to get pleased. And that's a very good conversation to ask. because a lot of people do think that a sexual need is the only way to please somebody. You know what I mean? It personally takes way more. You feel what I'm saying?
Emotional will be a little bit higher than sexual in my ratings list, because you could be anywhere and give them that emotional connection is a different level of intimacy that's necessary in relationships. So emotionals is more
physical,
necessary.
Mental.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot to deal with. And I mean, it does come with insecurity as well. Because sometimes nobody's cheating, but if you're so insecure about something else going on, you mentally make someone cheat. Because if your action is what's pushing somebody your way, is you're basically the root cause of why it needed to happen. If you were doing better, not say I'm giving somebody an excuse to go do something wrong.
Right. So
it comes in a lot of different forms and criteria that has to be going over.
Even so, it still shouldn't be done. Like, even if that was the case, you talk about it. If you choose to go your separate ways, you go your separate ways. You don't go outside of your, emotional agreement with your partner. That's just wrong. I mean, it's one thing if you aren't together or whatever, because like I don't like to play Russian roulette. So if I'm messing around with somebody, I'll mess around with one person, and then that's it. And then like if there's somebody else that comes along I have a better connection with, you cut that one off and you go deal with the other person. I don't spin the barrel on stuff like that. No. But like the same thing matters with you being in a relationship as well. If you're feeling that your partner is lacking in a specific category or something like that to the point where you feel like you need to step out, that conversation needs to be had. There is no justification for it whatsoever.
I mean, and that's a very good conversation, Dennis. That's why something I tell people to live them truth. Because don't be a part of something that you technically don't want to be a part of just to survive the need. You feel me? Like, if you're not ready for a relationship, don't get in a relationship. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I guarantee if you look at somebody and be like, yo, look, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Right? And the conversation, you be surprised, may go even better. Before one, you could have saved yourself a headache, an hassle. You know what I mean? And move on to something better.
Especially you already have a family and a foundation already. You know how much that's going to fumble and crumble once you open the door to someone else to enter in. It's like you're not going to be able to see your kids as much. You're not going to be able to. Your money can get split if you didn't do the paperwork before you said I do's. Like it's too risky. I
agree. I was listening to and I always had that way of thinking about it. I was listening to Samuel L. Jackson's interview with Breakfast Club.
That was a good one.
He said it plain. Like, he said exactly what you said. Like one moment of pleasure, but look at all that could happen from it. It's like, is it really worth it? Like, it's not. That's the way I look at it too, man. It's like, all right, I go out and cheat. I might do my thing for one night, and then it's gonna affect my kids, my wife. Like, it's gonna affect a lot of things down the line. That's gonna really impact my life. It's
it's a selfish act because I want you to understand, and this is where the fine line between love and hate happens. Is when you cheat, you're hurting somebody else in the process. You feel me? And if you're gonna hurt somebody else, how do you feel about you being hurt? You always got to think about the shoes being on the other foot.
But that goes back to people being selfish. You're not gonna think about yourself being hurt because you're the one that's doing the act. That's why you have all those other situations where the dude's running around on a chick or something like that. She puts up with it for a certain period of time, and then she steps out and she does her thing, and he goes berserk or whatever because he can't take the same type of situation that he was dishing out himself. So there's no point in doing it. There's no point in doing it. If that's the partner that you say that you want to be with, honor your partner. Right. If not, don't be in a relationship. Point blank, period. If you guys have an agreement to where like you guys aren't together, but you're not like stepping outside of that or whatever, that's cool too. If you're sitting there and you're messing around and, you know, you guys aren't like committed to a certain degree to where you guys do your own thing, but you meet up and do all that type of stuff, that's cool too. But at least have that conversation.
That's why black men don't cheat.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
We're part of this.
That's right.
This gated, faithful male black man community, where we stay faithful to all our wives.
What's it, faithful and black?
Faithful and black. No, I'm at all.
Faithful and all.
Yeah, and let's open up that door, yo. You want to help some of the fellas out there who feel like
You about to say brothers?
You know, just
so the community is out there that's not really upholding the standard.
Fellas.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We helping you out. Because, I mean, it's a strong test. And probably because I'm a father, I got 2 daughters. Unfortunately for me, at this current moment, I'm not dealing with anything of that nature. I mean, among with other things.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to think about it, I would like my daughter to have someone she can trust in, confide in, you know what I mean, who she can balance life with, enjoy life with. Right. Because that's what it is. And somebody who won't hurt her mentally, physically, emotionally, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to kill nobody.
That's Jesus, dog. You describe Jesus. I don't know who else you need.
Well, I'm going to say this.
She does need Jesus.
Yeah, she does need. But I'm going to say this, Dennis. I mean, if I think about how I treat my wife, and I'm not saying I'm the perfect person because I have a lot of flaws, more than I can bear, right? But there's a certain love and respect I have for my wife that I would like anyone would have for my daughter. You feel me? Because I can say in my life, in my relationship, I don't ever put me first. You know what I mean? My thought towards my wife and family is me last. That's how I look at it, and I would hope that she will have somebody who would not think about me, because anybody who thinks about me is just really there for themselves. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Even though it says it right here for me. Right. You feel me? What about me? No, it's not what about you. It's what about us. Right. And when you have a family, it's not what about just us. It's what about all of us. Right. You feel me? So now when I think, I can't just think about how it affects me or just my wife. It's like, how does it affect me, my wife, my 3 kids? I take care of my mom. So we have to think about the trickling effect. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how that comes. And the deeper you get into the relationship, is the more complicated it comes, because when you're hurting. Because if it's just a boyfriend and girlfriend and there's no kids attached, not saying it's not easier to separate, it still comes with its action. And when you go through separation, things get hurt, because for one, it feels like friends gotta choose sides. Because suppose, you know what I mean, we get close with another girl, and when you break up, it's like, okay, where did that go? Right. You feel me? Then, you know, it comes to excommunication. Then you start picking unnecessary sides.
I mean, when it comes to like that, I don't think that necessarily has to be the case, because regardless of how those 2 people ended their things, if you guys are friends, you guys are friends. Now, depending on how the situation ended itself is where you place your judgment. Because I have one of my friends where him and, you know, his girl were together for, you know, a decently long time. As far as I've known them, they were together. And then she was the one that stepped out on him, and she was cheating on him for like over a year or whatever. And then they broke up. When they broke up or whatever, then at that point in time, I can choose pretty much the type of person that I want to deal with, for the simple fact that I respected their union, and she went ahead and she did that I disagreed with. I separated myself from her because I didn't agree with it, because I honestly, like, I saw how he treated her, how much he cared about her and stuff like that. I don't think he deserved that. There would be nothing that she could tell me that would justify the fact that she did that. So as far as like him, you know, being the person who he was and at all, I just chose to, you know, remain friends with him. You know, so like at that point in time, it went from like a relationship thing to a judge of character. And then you have different situations where, yeah, you know, excommunication might be something that's necessary. And then you have ones where it's not. Like, if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. If everybody's friends, everybody's friends. Like, that's fine. So just leave it how it is. But that's another thing where discussions must be had and stuff like that, because I've had situations where like I've had somebody that I excommunicated myself, and like I'll go and I'll pop up, you know, over one of my friends' houses or something like that, and that said individual is in the establishment, and everybody in the room knows the situation that happened with that. So at that point in time, I'm the one that's uncomfortable because I didn't get, you know, a heads up or anything like that.
Yeah. No,
So like when it comes to that, that's where that gray area is, because it's what type of relationship do you have with that individual. Now, if you're still sitting there and you're still friends with that person, and that person's not with that person anymore, and they choose not to interact with each other anymore, then you have to take into account what's best for both of them.
Yeah.
If it's uncomfortable to have both of them in the same area, do not force that, because all you're going to do is cause a situation with two different people that you're going to have to deal with two different people.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good thing. But we're going to talk about dynamics in that sense, based on what you're saying. Because if you have a union that's so tight that if one person comes around, the point you made are pretty strong. It depends on what really caused the breakup of the relationship. Because if one person is a little bit more smuttier than the other in whatever way the relationship was separated, it would cause that. But even when a relationship is broken up mutual, it's like, I don't want to be with you, you don't want to be with me, right? Mm-hmm. But then it's like, okay, we share the same homies, the same friends. Mm-hmm. It's going to come down to a point where one person from that relationship is going to feel uncomfortable about being in a space. And
it doesn't necessarily happen all the time, though.
No, it doesn't. I won't say it's 100%, but I will say that it's more than about 70 where you see it happen. Because I'm gonna go back to Bridget Lickle and Keisha, right? Mm-hmm. Or Biggie and Keisha. Let me fix that, because Lickle is the next one. Lickle was with Taya, and Biggie was with Keisha. Biggie was with Keisha for quite some time. Biggie had his baby mama, right? Yo, Wolfish, be quiet, man. You feel me? But what happened is that when he separated with Keisha didn't have no other friends in our neighborhood, right, at the time, but our little group. Yeah. So when her separating from Biggie was more like, okay, she was just staying at the crib by herself, and everybody was like, okay.
Pretty sad?
Yeah, no, it hurt her, because she's like, I don't really do nothing now. So after like a month, we got her back at the house, and she's hanging with a crew. She and Biggie's in the same environment. Yeah. But at this moment, Biggie got a new chick. Mm-hmm. You feel me? The feeling is mutual, and you could sit there and watch her deteriorate. Yeah. It's like, what was more healthier for you, leaving at your home, or that you come here and watch this?
Yeah, but I mean, there's a natural progression to any relationship. Like, you have options. Like you like you said, you can either sit there, deteriorate, or you can look at it a different way. Like, it's not just, it's no finite thing that a person has to do when they're in that situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on how another person react to it. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was a bad friend in that moment. So shout out to Keisha, because when I realized Biggie had his new girl, shout out to Stacy, and Martha Stacy right now.
You hyped it up.
Yeah, I mean, she was over here looking sad, and I got a soft heart. You feel what I'm saying? So after her watching her there soak. You know what I mean? After like the fourth time, I gave her something else to soak with, and I mean, she felt good, so I rejuvenated her. So I'm sticking with that one.
Yeah, but
I gave her a
at the end of
what? I have no idea what you did.
Like, we just gloss over that. Like,
I was like, wait.
But did you let her know that that's what was about to happen as well, or did she walk into that?
No. Well, if she knew he was there, well, none of us knew Biggie was going to show up with his new girl.
Okay.
So basically, it wasn't like a show up event where we were inside of a house or anything. We used to hang out in the corner, right?
Okay.
And it was by the basketball court, so we used to just sit out there as a group. So at any time, anybody can just walk up there. So we were all sitting out there chilling, and he just showed up with his new chick. Mm-hmm. And he showed up and he was there, and he just saw her deteriorating. So he did that the first time, and we kind of asked him, like, yo, we could have let us know you come with a girl. But then in this generation, this is not a cell phone generation now. Like, people who had cell phones actually had to have money back during this period. So if you ain't calling nobody, you just showing up. You feel me? And after like the second or third time, because I said she showed up, you know what I mean, with him, she cried. You know what I mean? He probably showed up like another two or three more times. He's not with a girl, but every time he showed up with her, she melted. So at this point, I started like consoling her because she was not an ugly girl, right? She wasn't a dime either. She was about a 7.5. You feel what I'm saying? So I gave her motivation. I started telling her like, look, you know what I mean? And she asked me, would you be with me? And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. I want to see you guys.
That's safety words.
Safety words. Well, boom. I'm not looking for a relationship right now, but if you want and we go anywhere as a group, I would vibe with you. Meaning that if you see him show up with this girl, you want someone like to lean on, come lean with me. And everybody's looking at me like, you're seeing you wrong for this one. And I'm like, no, she needs motivation.
No, I wouldn't say it's wrong because at that point in time,
it looked at me like it was bad, bro.
At that when it comes to those type of situations, there's gonna be somebody that's gonna be the odd one out, regardless of whether or not people are doing it. That person themselves are going to feel like the room is focused on them at that point in time, because it's like a chess or a checkers play. Like something like that happens, and it's like, oh, damn, now how are you gonna react to this? What are you gonna do about it? That type of stuff. You feel me? Because like the one that happened to me when I went to the pool or whatever, and then like my friends regrettably, you know, because I went off as soon as all that whole situation was done. I went off. They forgot to let me know that, you know, my ex was coming with, you know, somebody else I had a discrepancy with or whatever. Like it caused a whole situation for me because like that's why like when I go somewhere, I prefer to have my own vehicle because I can leave when I want to. So like if I was sitting there and I had my own car, I would have just got up and left, but I rode with y'all and we just got there. So not only did you not inform me that these people were coming, but now I'm stuck in an uncomfortable situation where all I'm going to do is sit there and get pissed. So, like, as far as that was concerned, like, I exchanged my words afterwards and, they, you know, they apologized and stuff like that. But I'm like, yo, that's like the third time you did that. So, like, you know, I'm going to need you to chill or it's like, yeah, I'm not going to come vibe no more. Like, I'm not telling you to choose your people, but I don't want to be around this person for a specific reason. I'm not saying
choose your people, but choose them wisely.
No, I'm not gonna make somebody choose between their friends. But if I tell you verbally that I do not want to be in the same presence as this person, and you know why, respect my wishes. Because at that point in time, the person that I'm gonna have a problem with is you. Because that person already knows I'm not gonna interact with them. It's you that's leaving me in the same area as that person. Now, if you don't have that type of, you know, animosity or anything like that with somebody that you weren't with before, that's fine. If it's like you pull up and then they're there, it's all good, you know, stuff like that. Hey, how are you doing? That type of stuff. Keep it cordial. But if that's where you guys left it, then everybody else around it has to make it comfortable for both people.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis, I agree. I mean, there's different ways to approach it.
I get what you're saying. I mean, but I just got to play devil's advocate. I really understand what you're saying, Dennis. But it just comes to a certain point where it's like we got to accept things that happen and grow from them. It's like yeah, if you have bad blood or whatever with a certain person, like you I must be real. You're setting expectations for your friends that aren't realistic. It's like
not necessarily, because again, you're not putting them in a position where they have to choose between anybody. They can be friends with whoever it is that they want to, but it depends on what you went through with said person. With that said person, that was a cheating situation.
It's almost like,
and that involved my ex-partner and somebody that I consider to be one of my friends. So not only was that one uncomfortable person, but that was two in a situation that I did not expect. Now you throw me into the same room with that, no matter what, as far as acceptance or anything like that, the acceptance part of it is me accepting the fact that that happened and I don't want to be anywhere near it. That's my acceptance. My acceptance is removing it from my life as something that I want to deal with. So as far as that's concerned, I don't want to be in the same room as that. And that's my choice. So like if...
But the only part I was going to bring up, it's almost like, it's going to be difficult. Trying to think of as the friend that's the person that's friends with both sides. It's difficult. Yeah. That's going to be difficult because you're going to have to make accommodation for both sides, and you got to basically make sure you have a written down invitational list to see who got invited to this is such and forth event. And if you don't make sure, then stuff like what happened with you at the pool will happen again. So it's like you're going to have to.
And it's the conversation though. So like if you're sitting there and you're like, okay, yo, just to let you know, such and such is going to be there. Is that going to be an issue with you or something like that? Yeah. Because, I want them to be there and stuff like that. If that's going to be uncomfortable for you, let me know. That type of thing. You're at least letting them know what's about to happen so that person can make their own choice.
But it's like you're taking the energy that you should be giving the person that you had an issue with originally and diverting to your friend. I get it.
You're looking out for both people.
Hold up. I get it, Dennis. But I feel like setting expectations for your friends is not a good thing. Your friends are gonna let you down. Like that's what friends do. They let you down because when your parents let you down, family members, everybody lets you down because you set these high expectations.
Yeah.
So it's not an expectation. You're giving the people involved a choice to deal with it how they want to. You're just letting them know that that's what's about to happen.
So like if they invite somebody,
expectations is me telling Trevor I don't want him to talk to somebody, and then he goes and he talks to them. That's me setting an expectation.
So what are you doing that's different than you telling somebody don't bring me around these people, blah blah blah?
Now I didn't say don't bring me around these people, but let me know who's gonna be there, type of ordeal.
That's the expectation. That's the expectation you're setting on your friend.
It's not an expectation. That's literally you making a request. An expectation is me asking you to uphold something. So that's a request.
So let's say I want to go down this rabbit because I'm trying to understand.
All right.
Let's say you tell it to your friend, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Yo, I don't got time to be managing relationships within my friends. Like, I don't got time for that. I'm having this event. I'm inviting you because you my boy. I'm inviting her because I'm cool with her. Y'all need to get along."
Okay, see, you can stop right there.
Yeah.
You're inviting that person and that person. What did you do there? You let your boy know that you were inviting him as well as that other person. That's all you needed to do. Everything else falls on them. Because that's your event. You're just letting your friends know, hey, I know you and this person had like some type of negative history.
Yeah.
But I'm letting you know, I'm still cool with them. So I'm just letting you know that they're gonna be there too, because this is my thing. Yeah. I want my people to be there.
That's cool.
I'm just letting you know you're not making any type of accommodations or anything.
I got you.
You're just making sure there's no surprises.
Okay,
but
that's also, it. That's just respect from my point of view.
I got you, but also it would be a lot easier for you to, let's say you're in that situation, to ask, "Oh, well, what's your event? Are we going to buy the pool? Oh, who's going to be there?" And they let you know through that. Because a lot of times, as Don was saying, people forget. People.
With that situation, I did ask,
and they
and then it was I forgot. Like when it came to that, I'm like, yo, how did you forget?
But you see, I would not put no responsibility on you, but also you already know that so and so are still cool. They still vibe. They still do hangouts and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Never put you in a situation where you can't leave. Even if you're saying, "Oh, just ride with you," it would be a lot easier.
That's why I was uncomfortable.
And that's what I'm saying. In further wise, never. Since you already know there's a issue in that circle of friends, never put yourself in a situation. And always, I'm sorry to say, have your friends at a lower expectation. At a low expectation. Because you're going to be already aware, say, oh, so-and-so going to be there? All right. So I'm going to be there for like 30 minutes. I'm going to say what up to whoever I need to say what up to. Then I dip and leave.
The difference with that situation is I didn't even know they still interacted as far as I was concerned. You feel me? So, like, not only did I ask and then I wasn't told that they were coming because, they forgot, but I didn't know they even interacted like that. So it was like a whole thing, which the interaction I had no problem with.
Yeah.
What I had a problem with is the fact that, they showed up and I couldn't leave. You feel me? If I had my own car, I was just dipped off. But because we decided to, ride to the pool as a unit, there's no point in me driving. I'm going to just leave my car at your house. We go there together. It's all cool. But at that point in time, I'm put in an uncomfortable situation because we already had a discussion that for a fact, 110%, I will never accept this person as far as a conversation or anything. I don't want to be in the same room. Let
me cut you off. Sorry, So the reason why you had this issue with that particular friend is because you had some bad energy that was supposed to be directed to the girl and the dude that she cheated with.
Why would I direct bad energy to somebody that I already cut that energy from? I'm not going to give them that type of energy. Then why are you
uncomfortable about it?
Because that entire situation is uncomfortable. If you're sitting there and you have the chick that that you were with, and your homeboy that was your homeboy, and they break off and they do their own thing, how is that not gonna make you uncomfortable?
Yo, I'm gonna laugh. I'm like, yo, look at these legs.
That's you're saying
they
that
did the grimy stuff.
You're saying that off of somebody that's not in that particular situation. At that point in time, there's two things that are involved. There's logic and emotion. As far as logic is concerned, you're correct. Yeah. But as far as that type of emotion or whatever, I separated myself from it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I want to be around it.
You always have a choice. That's the thing.
At that point in time, I didn't have a choice.
A choice to leave.
Exactly. I didn't have a choice to leave.
I'm saying you have a choice over the way you feel.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to sit there and be uncomfortable. Because that situation itself was uncomfortable. The fact that it happened was uncomfortable.
And the fact that you're still uncomfortable means that you still had things that weren't resolved.
How do you resolve something like that? The way that I resolved it is that
you have to move on.
The way that I resolved it is the fact that I removed those people from my life entirely. But that was the way that I went about it.
Okay,
so in
but
that
you can't
point,
kill people. They still live. You still might see them in Publix. You still might be on a date and they show up.
You see them at Publix. You go, you get your groceries, you leave. At that point of the situation, I was stuck in that area. Right, that's what made me uncomfortable.
You know what I'm saying, Trev?
But this is what I was going to say. It was basically, if you're in a situation like that, this might be the petty side of me. Mm-hmm. If I see an ex that did me wrong, I'm going to make sure I am happy, smiling in their face.
Yeah.
I'm be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, hey, what up, big man? What up, big boy?
Y'all still together?
Y'all look still together? Oh, I'll be just making them feel so like, damn, he seems happy. I'm like, why is he so happy? Make her feel green in that situation.
But that's feeding energy.
No. Because on the real, the whole situation. Because remember, me and you talked about that whole situation years ago.
Yeah,
that situation energy never left because even though you say you remove, you're holding that energy of, damn it, they did me wrong. You could be sitting next to someone that punched you in your face, and if you remove that energy, you're able to still sit next to them.
Yeah.
you have to.
I know how to whoop them.
No, but see, that's the energy right there.
That's a situation that would have been dealt with, though.
You gotta let go of that, Dennis.
That's the thing I'm trying to say. That is the thing. I did let go by removing them from my life entirely.
Because
like,
so you remove them from your life, but if they show up somewhere, it bothers you, and it gets to a house where we're having this discussion about it.
If they show up somewhere, it's not going to bother me. If they show up somewhere and I feel stuck in said area, then it is going to bother me.
Let's not talk specifics here. Yes, they showed up. You were there. It bothered you.
Like if I'm sitting there and we're all at a cookout or something like that, and they pull up or whatever, I'm at my side of the cookout. They on their side of the cookout. I don't have to interact with them. That's cool. We're at a pool with my godkids and my friends. We are at a pool, a confined space.
You haven't gotten over it.
No, I'm completely fine. Like I said, there's a difference between getting over something and being uncomfortable somewhere. You could completely be over something and still get uncomfortable.
The reason why I would say it's transfer energy rather than erasing that energy. Instead of you had that animosity towards them. You say you removed it. Mm-hmm. It didn't erase when you removed it. It kind of moved to people that put you in awkward situations that's involving that person.
Yeah, correct. But at the same time, my boy came over and he was like, you know what? My bad. Because he's like, I completely, like, I didn't know that she was going to invite them because they were talking, but she was making it look like she wasn't going to come. So I didn't say nothing to it. And he went out of his way to make sure I was good. Why? Because that's
after that?
Yeah, because me and, her had a conversation about it because that wasn't the first time that happened. Mm-hmm. Because there was another time where, I got invited over the house and I walk into the house and those people are there. You feel me? Like, you invited me over there. This situation is recent. And I walk into the crib, expecting to see, my kin and stuff like that. And like, as soon as the door opened, that's the first thing that I lay my eyes on. So I'm like, it's like the energy in that room at that point in time, my energy is going to shift. There's not going to be any way I'm not going to have any type of tension in that situation.
Yeah, but
because that is what we call a surprise.
Dennis, I get it. But what I'm telling you, there's another way to where you could, you can really, like, you say that you feel like, you sound like you say that you are free of it, but you're not free of it because it's like literally sounds like there's a burden on you.
I'm choosing not to be around it as well. That's what I'm telling you. You don't have to.
You say so. Let it be. But I'm telling you, there's another way.
But I'm saying in next situations like that, I mean, honestly, I would take the advantage of that situation, make them feel creep, like.
But I'm not that type of person.
I understand.
I don't like that type. That's me feeling like I'm feeding that situation energy. I don't want to do that.
But no, I don't.
Like, it's a waste.
That's still going to be there regardless. Point blank period. They're going to, if they're going to, because I don't even know them. They're still friends, but I haven't heard that name in forever. But that energy will always exist because certain situations happen between you and that person and the next, right? So it's no matter what. If they're going to pop up, whatever. But the way to use it is what's going to take advantage of that situation. Say if it was like a house party and you were invited, they's over in the corner doing their whatevers or whatever.
At this point in time, I wouldn't care.
Energy to everyone else. Say, yo, this party, let's do a shuffle, keep a shuffle or something. Like, just do a couple of shots.
Like I'm saying, at that, like, if that type of situation were to happen now, I wouldn't care. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, when that happened, the situation was fairly recent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the energy there is different because when that situation happened, I told both parties like that a discussion doesn't need to be had. Like, this already happened. Just like we're just gonna leave it where it's at, and I don't want anything to do with you. Like, that was it. There's no closure involved in a situation like that, because how are you going to find closure in a situation like that? Because it's a situation. I'd rather just remove it. You feel me? So, like, as far as that goes, that situation was still fairly recent where it happened, which is why I was uncomfortable. If I sat there and I go outside to the pool right now and they chilling right there, I would not care. I wouldn't. Because as far as that goes, that whole line of energy, that whole line of thought is completely been removed, and it's been removed for years. So it will not affect me. But within a certain time frame, it's going to make you uncomfortable. Yeah. Like, if I pull up at an event and they're there, like you said, I don't gotta feed them no energy, which I won't, because I'm very good at letting people know that I don't think they exist.
Yeah.
And I can do that. But as far as it goes, that situation was still fairly recent. I was bitter about it because I didn't expect something like that to happen.
Right.
Okay, you feel me? So, like, as far as that goes, I didn't want to be around it.
I got you. So what I want to know, the grand scheme of things, looking back at it, would you still be mad at your friend that hosted?
That hosted?
Yeah.
I don't think that I was wrong for being upset, because that person also knew that situation was recent as well. So as far as that's concerned, and they knew both people, like, actually all three of us. So, like, as far as that was concerned, I felt like my emotions were justified because I was the only one that was uncomfortable. You feel me? So, like, if you sit there and you look at the situation, you're like, oh, damn, I forgot to tell him, that type of thing, then you already know how I'm going to feel about it. So how would me being upset about it be wrong? If you already know that I'm going to be upset because you know how the situation, how I dealt with the situation, or how it made me feel about it. You feel me? So, like, at that point in time, like, I felt disrespected. Like, granted, you forgot. That's cool. Like, that's what I left it on. But still, I felt trapped. You feel me? So, like,
I think, like, feeling disrespected, that's a reach, though, because of forgetful of who's coming to so and so.
But like I said, it wasn't the first time it happened.
I understand, but even that, no, that's what the whole expectations of friends is. It has to be at a certain level, out of all friends. Even you're called best friend to the ones that you just met yesterday.
To your wife.
Husband. It has to be set at a certain level. Like, certain things like that, like, you should know, like, with, say, like, that kind of friend, did they always remember who was coming? Because I think that in that same group, didn't that kind of situation happen with other two people, with someone we rock with and his ex?
Hmm? Oh. Yeah.
Didn't that kind of happen in that similar situation? Because they didn't know, like, him know prior.
Nah, that situation, he knew. He knew all of that, but he still reacted to it his own way. Because, that point, that one you couldn't get around because, like, you were dating somebody else's family. So, like, that like, literal blood family, you can't get around that. Yeah. So, like, that point, but at the same time, like, he always knew whether or not she was going to be there. And after a certain point in time, they just stopped saying anything because, like, it didn't matter anymore. But when it was fresh, they're like, hey, just let you know, she might pull up. So just to give you that heads up.
This is just future reference now. Since, like, our situation happened with that. Say if you have a group of friends that you started dating someone, then something happened, and one set of friends is cool with others that, the whole scenario happened again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Like, knowing that, hey, I know so and so is still cool with so and so.
Yeah, if there's an event happening, there's a possibility that person will be there.
Always happen. So
that I can agree with.
You got your car. Make sure, you have a hot homegirl that need a ride with you. Just pop up right next to you. Be like,
I'm not that type of person though.
No. It's not to say you have to act like you're dating, but.
No, it's the whole showing out aspect of it. Like,
but you thinking it's the fact.
I don't play with stuff like that.
What Trevor's saying is you gotta dissipate the energy. There is such thing as energy. Okay.
Yeah. But if you have to go through those means,
because it is fresh, your energy is gonna be heightened in that type of situation. Mm-hmm. If you have somebody else that's an attractive female that can distract you from what everything else is going on.
Just on a friend
It's okay.
It's just a friend. Just say, hey, this is my homegirl, but because it'll just make you feel like, all right, I'm good.
It'll bring you down a little bit.
It will help. You know for a fact that a beautiful lady next to us always will make us feel comfortable.
Even if it's not a beautiful lady, it could be like that outspoken friend that just always cracking jokes. That's going to lighten the mood.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the person that's going to bring that energy in the room down.
Yeah, so at that point, that I can agree with. But like, as far as like, you know, like let's say they're pulling up with somebody. Oh, so I'm gonna pull up with somebody too. I'm not gonna do that.
No, not to say pull up with like a random whatever. But it's just like you know, they're
like, what's your name? You're so funny. What was your name again? Yeah, like
no, there's some friends we all have that could ride with us. We don't have it had to be no sexual. It don't have to be nothing. After that, it's just a good homie. And they will ride with you, knowing your situation.
It's like, oh, that's your ex? Oh,
it's no, they're going to be like...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me have it.
Sure, I have so much memories of this happening.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just...
The wing woman?
You have to change the energy in the room.
Yeah.
Which, if C was still here, he probably would be saying that. Right?
That's a positive note.
Yeah, that's a positive note from it, right? So, in other stuff after this good conversation, I saw Men in Black International. I feel like it was an entertaining movie because it was a Men in Black movie. But I am actually excited for Tessa Thompson. That's her name?
Yeah.
The girl?
Yeah.
That's big.
She should be the lead for the next sequel. She don't need Thor in it.
Wow.
Thor was, he's a good comedy.
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. He was like the hammer to pop out.
He's like, Thor, right? Yeah. Right? No, like he was good comic relief, but I think she could hold it on her own, and it will be powerful.
She could definitely hold a movie on her own.
Powerful for that genre of movies to grow with a black female.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of that. There is hella people salty that Brie Larson is going to be the face of the next phase of the MCU. She's basically been stated. Yeah, but I'm talking about more salty. It was one of those things where it's like, okay, it might be Sam, it might be this person, it might be this person, but they're like, no, she is the face of the MCU now. She's the leader of the Avengers. Like it's official, it's written, and people are going nuts because they want her recasted. They don't like her. They don't do this. They don't do that. And I have no problem with her.
No, it's really
I like her as Captain Marvel. Like, granted, she has that whole like, you know, demeanor and stuff like that. But that's what I like about her. She's militant. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, even from her movie when she interacted with Samuel L. Jackson, like, you have somebody that, you know, was raised on Earth as well as outer space. So as far as her earthly demeanor, it was gone.
Yeah.
All that got taken from her. So she pretty much had to develop a whole new personality in space. And that's the personality that she has, that dry, militant personality. And now she's getting back into being human.
Right.
You feel me? So I like it.
But I'm not going to join the bandwagon, but I mean, I'll give her a chance.
Yeah,
what I want to say is that I don't think she's there yet. But let's see the next movie. I'm willing to entertain.
Yeah, she's only been in 2 movies. Like if we want to think back, barely 2. Well, 1.5. Yeah, 1.25. If you want to go back, Thor's first movie was dry.
Yes,
Thor's first movie was dry. His second one was horrible. Ragnarok was good. Mm-hmm. If you want to go back to Iron Man 1 was good. Iron Man 2 was Iron Man 3 I liked, but a lot of people didn't like.
Yeah, I thought that was like that.
Yeah, like I like the cinematics of it, but like the story itself.
You need the other movies to enjoy that, the Iron Man series.
Exactly. Yeah. All the Hulk movies were trash. I don't care what nobody says. Like all of them were trash. Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp were both good. Ant-Man was okay. Ant-Man and the Wasp was amazing.
Expectations. Remember when we were talking about expectations? Yeah. We hold it low. I held it low for Ant-Man because it's like we don't know the real history of it, except if you're a real comic book nerd to look into Ant-Man. So lower it. Same thing. Hold for Venom. Hold for
I didn't have any expectations for Venom.
Have no expectations for the next phase. Have none.
Yeah,
because you don't know what's happening.
Because with Venom, I had to look at it like its own movie in order for me to enjoy it, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
watched Venom.
It was entertaining. It was very entertaining. But you have to look at it like it's its own movie.
It was summer movie good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you don't know what that means, like it was good to just go to movies on a Friday night.
Just to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's just like you have the John Wick movies. Like Keanu Reeves barely talks. He walks around and he shoots people. That's the premise of all three of the movies.
And here's $1 billion.
That is your expectation of that movie. You're expecting him to go in there, say maybe 5 lines the entire movie,
kill everybody in the room,
and kill everybody.
Kill my dog.
That's it. Exactly. Where's my other dog? Did you touch my other dog? All right, my other dog's fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's everybody else that's doing the acting around him. You feel me? So like that's what made those movies good. So what they're doing is I think they're more or less just bashing her to bash her. And then on top of that, the whole scene with Captain Marvel versus Thanos, they're blaming her for that too. That's not her fault. That was a script. That was a script. Like that whole fight with that. Oh, you were supposed to go in there and put them paws on Thanos, and you ain't even do that. Worthless. Like how are you blaming her for that? She still got paid. Like she got paid to do what they wanted her to do.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like I can't hold her accountable for that.
That's wild.
Shoot. Like I don't know, because like we could literally look at Falcon and be like, "Yo, you really haven't done anything at all."
Now you're Captain America.
Exactly, and then Vision, you were like the second, third strongest Avenger, made completely out of vibranium, and you got gut like a fish.
I wonder if they're gonna try to bring him back.
Well, technically, his body is still in Wakanda.
That and whatever Sherry did, they need to really go into what did she do before that.
Wait, aren't they getting their own show?
Who, Sherry?
No, whatchamacallit, Vision and Wanda. Yeah. WandaVision. That's what their show is going to be called.
Oh yeah, they are.
I think they are. Yeah,
they're getting their own show.
We don't know if it's going to be before Endgame or before Infinity War.
Yeah, they were running around for like 2 years.
Yeah, but we don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's entertaining because there's a lot of what if shows coming.
And then Bucky and Falcon are coming.
And now it's basically Bucky and Cap.
Yeah.
If they do it justice, bro.
And I gotta finish the last like 4 episodes of season 2 of Jessica Jones so I could watch this third one.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's out now, right?
Yeah, it came out yesterday. So I need to I gotta finish strong. And then Punisher has another season coming out this year too.
How?
They were both written for 3 seasons. So they like Disney.
They already got their cancellation letter. Like, how are they doing a third season?
Punisher and Jessica Jones didn't. They're going to get canceled, but they didn't write them off yet. Everybody else that already got their stuff, they all got written off. So you can be sure there's not going to be another Defenders, but
oh God no. But in any other nerd news, E3 went on already. I think it's done, right?
Yeah.
PlayStation pulled out of it.
Yep.
Who?
PlayStation pulled out of E3.
They pulled out? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
they're doing their own thing.
Oh.
Yeah, they were. So a lot of people were disappointed.
That's focused around Final Fantasy VII Remake. That has to be.
If it comes out.
It's got scheduled.
So Kingdom Hearts for like 15 years.
By the same company too, Square Enix.
They're trying to build up as much hype as possible because originally this game was supposed to come out on the PlayStation 4. Now it's slated for the PlayStation 5. Yeah, so
I don't know when it's going to get to a point where I can stop buying consoles.
No, the 5 is supposed to be their last console, and like. What was it? Xbox has Scarlet coming out. Yeah, Google has their own console coming out.
I was keeping a close eye on that whole cloud computing thing. Mm-hmm. I find it interesting. I think Xbox has a leg up on Google for sure because they have the Xbox Game Pass. Of course, you could you could pay, still use your console as a server, quote unquote, and have access to all those games without downloading them, just streaming them. Google, you pay $10 a month, but you still have to buy the game. So it's like,
oh god, no.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you're not paying for the console, but you're still paying $10 a month forever. But I mean, I think Microsoft definitely has.
They have like that super quick like connection speed.
They do now. That's the thing.
Yeah,
they have the fiber, but it's beyond that. So, other than your connection speed to the internet, you have to have servers that are able to connect as far within a short distance. It's like, yeah, you might have a fast speed, whatever, but Google might have its server, its data center over in Austin, Texas, for example. But with Google, they don't do that. They have tons of different data centers that you can connect to that are close by. So that's going to help with that. Microsoft kind of has the same thing, but when it comes to streaming, well, let me break it down, okay? So what they're basically doing is your controller is connected to Google's server. Your TV,
you gotta buy that controller too.
All your TV's doing is just streaming like a video.
Oh,
yeah. So it's just video playback, which we know Google's great at because they got YouTube.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with that is like PlayStation server went down 2 days ago or whatever.
But here's the thing: PlayStation doesn't have the type of data centers that Google has.
Yeah, but
nowhere close.
If it were to go down because a bunch of people jumped on top of it, you wouldn't have access to anything.
But you know how much things will
That's
crash?
like you saying if YouTube will go down. When does YouTube go down?
No, but think about it. Like Xbox Live has gone down. Like I think the week it launched, it went down. Yeah. Same thing with PlayStation Network. It's not so much the anticipation, but it's the slam. It's that initial slam that does it. Because when PlayStation Network went down, like, I couldn't access anything.
I agree.
So, as far as if I didn't have it on
Google
disc,
knows what they're doing when it comes to streaming. Google is king. Yeah. Period. Netflix screwed up streaming, and they're just now getting back to where you're not getting videos that are buffering. Yeah. But Google,
I have noticed that,
has been doing this since what? When did YouTube start? Like 2007, 2006.
Yeah,
they've been doing this for almost
I think it was
15 years now.
Yeah.
They have the infrastructure needed to do this.
Damn, I remember sitting there waiting for a YouTube video to load up.
I don't miss those days of buffering. You
Not at
buffering?
all. Not at all.
Like wait 15 minutes to watch 3 minutes.
I said, hey, you want to try to show a friend this video and the thing's buffering?
But here's
what's happening? Yo, Ichigo and Byakuya about to fight. The video's loading. It's going to be like half an hour though.
So Google has that, right?
Yeah.
But a key thing that I heard in the Xbox presentation is that you can use your console as a server. That tells me that if, let's say, Donald's at home, right? Mm-hmm. He wants to go on his TV in the family room, but his Xbox connects to the living room. Mm-hmm. I'm not waiting for anything. I'm literally just on my TV, and I could connect to the Xbox that's in the family room. Play my game. No issue. So you have you got a more robust system with the Xbox because you have your console, and then you have Xbox's infrastructure that's supporting the console. Mm-hmm. So anything that updates on the Xbox's side, let's say they update graphics cards on their
a lot.
But I'm saying if they update hardware that they're supporting, you're getting the benefits from that update.
Right.
With this cloud computing.
And then PlayStation's redoing the VR too. Like how I had all those 1,000 cords attached to it.
Yeah,
those cords are a thing of the past now. That whole thing's Bluetooth. Like the PlayStation console, like from what they said right now, is like that thing's top tier.
Really?
Like they said as far as the 5 compared to the Scarlet, the 5 is definitely more powerful. But then again, like it's something that we're gonna have to see because
Sony, I gotta see it.
I think Sony pulling out of E3 was more so a strategic move than anything else because when the PS4 and the Xbox One came out, it was basically Xbox premiered all their stuff. Then Sony came out and premiered theirs. Then Xbox went back and changed theirs. Then Sony went back and changed that, and they were doing that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, if you sit there and you don't flex at E3, you only show a couple of things. All they did was show the difference between the PS4 quality streaming and the PS5s, which the thing pretty much looked real. So, like, as far as I remember when we used to say that about the PS4, but like
it's about the PS2.
Yeah. But yeah, like now, like if they get it to that point now to where like right before launch they tell you what it can do, and you don't have an answer for it, it's done. They already said as far as
I think they should
backwards compatibility, it goes back to the PlayStation 1, which
Thank you.
is amazing.
But how
as
long
far
has
as,
Xbox been doing that?
But that's true.
It was like,
but to go back to the PS1, you have people that have archives of games that they haven't gotten rid of that they could sit there and play now. And on top of that, it's still region free. So if you had something that you bought for the PS3 from like Singapore, you can still play that.
You can still play it, yeah.
Like that's now, incredible.
I think they should actually just not set any anticipation, come out with the system and have people share what's going on.
All they said is, hey,
like they should just drop it and be like, yo, y'all talk about it.
And that jump's $500 too.
I'm sure the Xbox is gonna be $500.
It's a grip, but as soon as I seen that controller, I was like, you know what? How much I gotta save? Like, that controller is nice though. It's a throwback to the Dreamcast controller. It has the whole. It's literally a color LCD screen in the middle of the controller. It's beautiful.
I don't know, man. So I'm an Xbox guy, man. I'm not getting no PlayStation, man. I'll be straight up.
It's sorry.
I wish I could entertain the thought, but I'm not. I don't care where they come out. I'm gonna go ride with Microsoft, man.
Nintendo's coming out with 2 different Switches, and they're like, whatever. And
I still have my Switch.
Hold on, we're getting a sequel to. They're getting a sweet sequel to Zelda.
Of course,
a sequel like that. Like I haven't seen them do that in a long time.
It's a wrap.
Because usually they're like, all right, let's kill off this Link and grab another one.
Yeah,
fresh start, but now it's the same Link.
Okay.
So he's going through a whole nother story. With
Breath of the Wild 2.
And Ganon's back
it's
too.
It's a wrap, man. So that's there goes my time.
So just to wrap this up. So let me give you a Ratchet thoughts included into the story.
I got the Ratchet.
Oh, you got a Ratchet, but let me at least give you the story.
Okay,
then
double Ratchet then.
All right. So in the city called Satellite Beach, Florida.
Oh, we're on the same Ratchet.
Oh, we are. All right.
Take it away.
So there is this couple that was having an argument.
Yeah.
And it got physical. I think I don't know if he put hands on her or
she definitely put hands on him.
Oh, yes, she did.
The Lord. So she retaliated, or maybe she just went first. Who knows? We don't know. We wasn't there.
She must have had like her nails done or something.
Oh my God. So she grabbed him by the what's a
genitals.
Genitals. Grabbed him by the genitals and gripped it so hard he started to bleed.
Listen,
the Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want.
Black man don't cheat.
I
don't know what situation he was in.
I don't hit females. I'm gonna say that right now.
To hit her off,
but hit her off, bro, she get knocked out. That is self defense.
Like she was choking him, and then she did that. Like,
homeboy, anger.
He's about to lose his life.
I couldn't even imagine that happening. Like that, I could not.
Gosh.
I can't imagine it happening because as far as my thought process goes, it would never happen. It just wouldn't. I would not be in a situation where I'd have to potentially go to jail because somebody's trying to rip my genitals off.
If that happens, can I pull her hair? Can I just
pull her?
Is that
ain't no hair pulling. I'm turning into Mike Tyson. There's no hair pulling. Like she's gonna catch enough for her to let go. Oh yeah, punch out. Yeah. What's his name? Lil Mac. It's a wrap.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that meter about to get maxed out, dog. Like
she could grip the bars crazy. In Brevard County jail.
Yeah, Florida's been all over the news lately though, because like you had the person that found that 17-foot alligator in their kitchen the next morning, which I don't know how I would react to that.
There was also the wildlife reserve people that had an alligator pop the balloon to show the baby gender. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that.
Wow.
What happened in Florida? Because they just put a balloon on the stick and let the alligator bite it. It's a girl. So congrats to that family.
Wow.
It's a girl. But that is the most Florida thing
That's ratchet.
I have ever heard.
And then you had the guy that got shot. Rest in peace. But he was arguing with his neighbor about some feral cats that the neighbor was feeding and got shot by the police.
Damn.
Like, was it worth it? Come on, man.
Hey, real talk, we need to do an episode. It's just Florida news.
Yeah,
we do need to do episodes.
We have so much.
There's so much stuff that happens here.
That we
never
don't even
gets old.
They don't even be on the news at all. We just know it happened.
Yo, and I think that dude that was mopping the Burger King tables, that was in Jacksonville. He was mopping the floor.
Yeah.
Got the mop off the floor and started mopping the tables. As soon as I read that, I'm like, yo, I'm not eating no more fast food. I'm
That
done.
makes sense, yeah.
I'm done. No, the only one I trust is
the floor,
Chick-fil-A.
mop the tables. Why
The
not?
only one I trust is Chick-fil-A. And even then, there was a story, Florida news, Chick-fil-A
Oh, don't say
manager
man. No.
or manager share owner got caught with sexual allegations with a minor.
Dang.
She forced herself on a minor. So I was like, all right, so
Wait,
she
Dang.
forced herself on a minor. So I'm like, all right, so she didn't touch the food.
Where in Florida? Where? Please say
It was
Please
what was it? Well, hold on, let me Google that right quick.
North Florida.
I'm shooting for Central right quick.
Let me Google that right quick because I know it
That
was
sounds
somewhere
like a
nearby.
Gainesville. I'm feeling Gainesville type of story.
You got games.
Ocala maybe.
Chick, Phil,
Oh God!
Oh man, please. Come on.
Because I mean, I hear stories.
It was definitely
What
a
goes
Caucasian, I would say.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Got that on the money.
I never heard much of
Chick-fil-A manager accused of sexually assaulting
Come on,
juvenile.
what city?
Let's see.
place to bet on it, but I don't got no money.
Virginia. This is a
it wasn't
different.
Florida.
This is a dude.
Oh my
This is a dude. The one I saw was a female.
Oh crap!
Let's see.
What's happening?
on now.
Chick-fil-A.
Let's see. Chick-fil-A.
Oh, North Florida.
Can't be South because that would be more black people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Chick-fil-A same-sex controversy. Oh yeah, we already know they don't support that.
So while we're waiting on that, I guess my part of the ratchet.
Chick-fil-A owner arrested after admitting she repeatedly molested a 15-year-old. Miami Herald.
No. Dang.
Let's see. Oh,
They're Hispanic.
never mind. It was in Tampa Bay.
Dang. It wasn't North Florida. It was West Florida.
A Tampa Bay
West
Chick-fil-A
Coast.
owner and
Oh.
operator has been charged with molestation.
Dang.
Pinellas County Sheriff deputy said that between 2014 and 2015, Heather Matsuzek was the young leader at the Clearwater Community Church and gained trust of a 15-year-old girl so they could spend more time. Oh, wow.
Dang. This
I thought it was a dude. Okay. Matsek was 28 years old at the time while the girl was home. Matsek, who is now 32, spent the night and slept in the same bed as the girl. Matsek then rubbed the girl's body. The girl felt limp and paralyzed, the report said. Was charged with 2 counts of lewd and lascivious molestation, deputy said, and was released on a $40,000 bond. Wow. Chick-fil-A released a statement on Matsek. This is deeply disturbing news. No one should ever be subject to this sort of abuse, and we are shocked and saddened by the report. Law enforcement has jurisdiction over this matter, and we are awaiting facts to inform our actions. Chick-fil-A Incorporated is sending company representatives to the location for restaurant support. Wow. So, in the midst of this situation, Chick-fil-A is not letting that store go down. They're sending another manager to make sure the chicken gets done. That's all I got from that.
And the Checkers that had the whole rat in the
right.
they got a new management, but still burn it down.
I can't go to Checkers anymore. I can't. I can't go to Checkers
I
anymore.
drove past it. It said under new management. No one in.
I can't. I can't go to any of them, dog. Like none of them. Like, bro, like I haven't literally the only fast food place I've eaten at ever since I heard that was Chick-fil-A. That's it. That's the only one I'll go to.
I'll spend a little extra and just go Chick-fil-A. And I don't eat fast food like in the mornings for breakfast sometimes, but it's definitely Chick-fil-A.
Now, as soon as something happens there, I will lose my mind. I'm telling you right now, I'll lose my mind.
Oh, I don't want to repeat from last week.
And the thing is, I know somebody that works at the Chick-fil-A I go to, so I'm very comfortable getting my food there.
Well, the one I know, don't deal with yourself.
You got me scared. You got me. That's the closest one.
I know. Do the drive. Go the other way.
Drive the distance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever. But anyway, it's been a great episode.
Yes, it has.
Hope you enjoy it. Positive note, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
That's right.
One Pop Podcast.
We out here. Peace.